I want to take the opportunity to nerd out because I know that there's a lot of people watching this fucking episode for Nadeshot and they want to hear these questions. I want to nerd out for a second. I want to talk more about Call of Duty with you. What is the best Call of Duty ever created?
Black Ops 2.
Amazing answer. What's second?
Modern Warfare 2.
MW2. So there's a lot of people who would MW2 is like the commonly believed best title, would you say?
Yeah, I mean that's like the golden age of like online video gaming.
Fun.
Yeah.
The fun part of it.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I'm a Black Ops fanatic and just chopper gunners, dogs, all that stuff was I think the funnest part. Like I would run with my crew back then and just grab as many like you could set care package, turret, and anti-aircraft. Yeah. And we would just fill the entire stage with boxes because we would just run house on people and just get on top of the why has the fun, do you feel like the fun level in the series has depleted a little bit?
Well, I think with Warzone
brought it back.
It's revitalized the entire franchise. But to be honest with you, man, after I quit Call of Duty, I didn't even play Infinite Warfare. I maybe played for like a week.
That hurt.
I couldn't even tell you what game came after Infinite Warfare.
Was it Advanced?
No, Advanced was before Infinite.
Okay. Which one was
Black Ops 4. I played Black Ops 4.
Bro, they went on a bad run for a little while. I was doing work with Activision and the Call of Duty branch with Lovesack. We were doing branded Lovesacks. And I just remember these titles were coming out. We're like, remember every time a new title would come out, this is going to be the one that changes it. Activision is going to get their shit back together. Infinity Ward's going to blow it out of the fucking stadium with this one. And then it would drop and it would be Advanced or it would be Infinite. And people were just starting to get to a point where they're like, yo, this is not good for the fucking series. And you're driving a spaceship, the Odin, around and shooting laser beams at people.
The Infinite Warfare premiere trailer was like the most disliked video on YouTube in history.
Yeah.
It passed up like a Justin Bieber video. I think it passed up Baby.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because people don't understand how much that series and that title means to the gaming community. I mean, it's such a massive thing. Would you call it the biggest? Would you call it the biggest video game of all time?
Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, every single year it releases, it's the biggest entertainment release. It's the biggest entertainment release out of all media,
movies
in the world
included.
Yeah,
everything. So we talked about that in the past. What do they do? Like they do $1 billion the first month
billions.
Generally.
I think it's like 750 million, like $1 billion.
How much of that do you think is like the pay to win stuff, where you had to the old Call of Duty games, where they loot boxes and whatnot?
Well, Call of Duty didn't figure out microtransactions until I think it was Advanced Warfare, where they had loot boxes, and it was basically pay to win because you have to open these boxes to get the best guns in the game. And then that shit was not flying. But now that they have Warzone, you know, the biggest thing that I would say is that Activision is actually really fucking up because they didn't realize how big Warzone was actually going to get, and they were not ready for the success because the store and the customization is terrible. The weapon camos, dog shit. The operators are all right, but they could be making so much money, and they already are, but they could be just cashing out
They
right
have
now.
so much. It's just wild to imagine. I've spent a lot of times at the headquarters down in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Ander Nickel, Eugene, shout out the brand team at Activision. But dude, like it has been so good to see Warzone revitalize the series.
I love it,
and
man.
people are going crazy in it. And it kind of is Fortnite dead?
No, Fortnite's not dead. A lot of people still play it, man. I don't think Fortnite's ever going to die. And I don't actually think Fortnite really cares about what's happening to the game right now and the public opinion. Because I think Fortnite's goal is much bigger than we're going to have you jump in, play a 100-man battle royale. Fortnite is essentially turning into a sandbox. And it's a social platform for kids. They're not getting on just to play. They're getting on to hang out with their buddies. And I think you're going to see like Fortnite turn into more something like Roblox or Minecraft, where you could go in and create your own imagination within the Fortnite world. And I think that's what's next for them. I think they raised a bunch of money, and Fortnite is just like a generational play, not just like, are people still playing it this year?
Do you think any game has done a better job playing on culture than Fortnite?
No, absolutely.
Impossible.
Without
right?
a doubt, Epic Games, Fortnite, they killed it.
I've never seen an activation like theirs.
Marshmello, Travis Scott. Like,
Dude, the list goes on. From the skins, I've spent probably over $2,000 on skins. I swear to God, I had them all when I was streaming.
They fucking got you.
They got me good.
How did they do?
And at purchases, because it's free, and then you want to like show off to your friends that you're the John Wick guy. And yeah, I envy the way they've innovated like no other video game has before.
Yeah.
They really did.
Well, and it was like the beginning of making other publishers and other developers do better. Like Fortnite. When we used to go pitch to venture funds about 100 Thieves in esports, it's like, look at all of our athletes and artists and celebrities that are coming into their own and building their careers right now. They grew up with video games. Sure. And so you have all these athletes playing Fortnite. I mean, I'm like playing with Devin Booker on Warzone. Dude, I have Mike Trout DM me on Instagram. I didn't even follow him. And he's like, hey man, you know how to unlock the Striker 45? I'm like, first of all, Mike Trout,
hit a home run?
What the fuck? Second of all, don't use that gun. Third of all,
I love this. This has been my favorite thing to watch happen because the same thing back to Banks has happened with Banks.
Yeah.
His hero, his entire life, his whole life was the Patriots and more so Tom Brady. And through Tfue, I think it was, he got the ability to play with Tom Brady and actually have a conversation with him because his son was obsessed with Tfue and obsessed with Banks. And he was actually able to play with him. But even also back to, one of your partners, we were at a party at one of Stas's party with Kylie and all them, and me and Banks are standing in line for the bathroom, and Drake walks down the stairs, and me and Banks are both standing there like that, like everybody else that hasn't met him before, and Drake walks up to him and daps him up. Yo, what's good? Good to see you, bro. And Banks is like blue face, like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like, video games have permeated this culture in such a way that it's like it's mind blowing how many of your favorite celebrities, your favorite influencers, your favorite, politicians, whoever are playing Fortnite, playing Call of Duty. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, and that was basically our thesis, like for 100 Thieves. That's why it's like when you think of premier gaming brands and you play video games and brands within this culture, it's like we want you to think of 100 Thieves first.
And they do.
And
people do.
FaZe is doing a great job. I see them as our biggest competitor. NRG, my buddy Hector and Andy Miller over there doing great. But
Hector was Optic at first, right? CEO of Optic.
Then
I've worked with Hector before.
Yeah, then they got purchased.
Yep.
And then his whole thing went down.
I remember.
Now he's a part of Energy.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a good guy. But yeah, Fortnite did it the best. And they broke down barriers for, again, it just forced other publishers to do better. And that's why Activision had to get their shit together. And that's like half the reason why you're going to see Halo Infinite go free to play. It's like you might have to buy it to play the campaign, but they're letting the multiplayer, you can play for free. Halo's never done that.